Good morning. But just getting started. And so I wanted us to focus on this thought process for today. I deserve peace and happiness. So if you are joining me, whether it is on Instagram, Facebook in the Black Mama group, or on Clubhouse, I just want to thank you for just taking a moment to give to yourself today. It is so important that we pour in to ourselves with love, light, and positive energy because we want to live life as loud as possible. And it's hard to do that if you don't spend some time pouring into yourself. If you live life loud all the time and you don't pour in, it doesn't feel good after a while. You might be living life loud but not productive, right? And so again, our focus affirmation for this morning is I deserve peace and happiness. So good morning, everyone. I am Erica Monet, the owner of Metamorphosis LLC. And this is Motivation Monday. And these are our morning affirmations to just get ourselves motivated, to get ourselves focused, and to get ourselves going, okay? So I'm going to ping up a few people on Clubhouse while we're talking, but I just wanted to open the door for you guys and just remind you that when we are sharing this morning, we have a shared affirmation of I deserve peace and happiness, but we also may have our own personal affirmations, maybe some business affirmations, and we want to be able to just really pour into ourselves with that this morning. So I see a few more faces and then we're going to get going. So good morning, everyone. I'm Erica Monet. I am the owner of Metamorphosis LLC. And what I love to do is to pour life, light, and energy into other people because it's so important for us to be able to share the light that we have. But we have to do that by pouring into ourselves first. And so we're going to start as we typically do on our Monday mornings by sharing in our group affirmation, breathing through it just to remind ourselves and to center and focus ourselves on what is taking place today. And then I just want to share with you guys a little bit about what peace and happiness are, and then we can share any personal or business affirmations that we may have. So once again, I just want to thank you one more time for joining me, whether you are on Instagram, on Facebook in the Black Mama group, or here in Clubhouse. I am so happy to see you this morning, and I am so glad that you made a decision to take a pause and pour into yourself. Good morning. So let's get started with our first affirmation. We're going to inhale, we're going to exhale, and then we are going to say, I deserve peace and happiness. And we're going to do that 3 times. And the reason I like to do it 3 times is because the more that you do something, the more that you repeat something, 1, it becomes a habit. 2, you begin to believe it. And 3, because it feels good. I mean, part of why we want to speak life over ourselves is because we're trying to breathe life into ourselves, right? And so we're going to inhale, we're going to exhale. I deserve peace and happiness. Y'all ready? Inhale. Exhale. I deserve peace and happiness. Inhale. Exhale. I deserve peace and happiness. Inhale. Exhale. I deserve peace and happiness. You notice after you do that, it just feels so good, and I feel like it settles my spirit every time. So, whether it's that affirmation or one that you've created for yourself, you should do this. Practice inhaling, exhaling, and repeating it. And one of the good things about when you inhale, be mindful. When you're inhaling, think of what you're trying to bring into yourself. What are the things that you want to bring in? What are the things that you're trying to create? And when you exhale, let go. What are the things that are weighing you down? What are the things that are keeping you from accomplishing whatever it is that you are speaking into your life? When you do those things, you feel it. You feel it. And it makes such a huge difference. So first, I wanted to share with you guys, so we said peace and happiness. And so first I wanted to share with you guys the definition of peace according to Oxford Dictionary, because it's so good and it's so important, it's so real. And welcome to the stage on Clubhouse, Keisha. You can mute yourself when you come up, and then I will invite you all to share. And if you're on Instagram or in Facebook, feel free to type in your personal affirmations or business affirmations if you have any. And if you're on Clubhouse and you come to the stage, I will allow you to share, and then I will send you back to the audience after you share, just to make sure that we create a space for everyone. All right, so the definition of peace is freedom from disturbance, tranquility. Freedom from disturbance, tranquility. That's the first one. So, a lot of times that's when we say, oh, I just need some peace. And we try to create an atmosphere of rest for ourselves. You are worthy of peace. You are worthy of tranquility. The second definition, there's another one in this first one. It says mental calm and serenity. And I like that one because same thing, right? I need peace. Sometimes the peace is around us that we need. Sometimes it's our minds. Sometimes we can't sleep because there's so much happening. Second definition of peace, a state or period in which there is no war or war has ended. And so if you're like, how does that even apply to us? Well, think about it. That same peace we were just talking about, the tranquility, the atmosphere around you, and the mental calm. When you are able to be in a state or a period in which there is no war or war has just ended in your own life, right? Maybe you're having a battle. Maybe there's something you're dealing with. Maybe you have some toxic folks around you and you're trying to get out of that situation and it's a fight. Maybe things are just feeling hard in life right now. Maybe you're looking for work and you can't find what you're looking for. Or maybe, you have that person and you really care about them, but you guys are just at odds right now. Peace. You are worthy of that peace. It says a treaty agreeing to the cessation of war between warring states. Same thing, right? I'm agreeing to end this situation. Whether that means we have come to a place of compromise and agreement and we understand each other, or that means that we can't and I had to let you go because you were toxic. Peace. Freedom from civil disorder. I don't know about y'all, but peace. I could use some of that because it's been a rough last few years, a rough life if we're really real about all the things that we've had to deal with when it comes to civil disorder. You are also worthy of peace from that. And then freedom from dispute or dissension between individuals or groups. Back to where we just were. You are worthy of peace. And so the second thing I want to share is happiness. And then we're going to go ahead and open the floor. And if you want to share, you can share. So it says happy. Because happiness, the definition of happiness is just the feeling of being happy. But the actual definition of happy, feeling or showing pleasure or contentment. Am I happy? The feeling or showing pleasure or contentment. I feel happy. I'm content. Have you ever noticed though, if you think about contentment, contentment also has to do with peace. I deserve peace and happiness. You deserve it. It is for you. Having a sense of confidence in or satisfaction with a person, arrangement, or situation. Also sounds like peace, right? I deserve peace and happiness. Satisfied with the quality or standard of. Sometimes it's as simple as, what's my life? How does my life feel? Am I currently in a place where I am satisfied, where I feel content, where I am at peace? And one of the things we have to be cautious of, I will say, when we're seeking happiness, don't get lost in the seeking. The way you find happiness, and we've talked about this before, is practicing gratitude. When you can be grateful for what you have in the moment, for where you are right now, peace and happiness follow automatically because you're content, even in the challenge. So keep that in mind. And then the last definition that I want to share, because I really like this, willing to do something. Happy, willing to do something. Gratitude, giving. Isn't it powerful? You ever notice that? Like when you start actually thinking about what stuff means, what it means to have peace, what it means to have happiness, isn't it interesting how that can set the tone? Practicing in a life of gratitude. Remember what we talked about, repeating that action. You feel it, you settle, you calm, and you feel peace and you feel happiness. And in that happiness and in that peace and that calm, you are so much more willing to do for others. It is easier to do for others, to serve, but not from a place of bitterness, not from a place of frustration or exhaustion, but from a place of peace and happiness. That is so powerful for me, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but I'm just like, okay, Oxford, you better speak a language, because literally, like, that's a whole, just the definition. Brittany was laughing. That is a whole definition on its own. Feel free, Britt. So Britt is moderating with me on Clubhouse. So if y'all hear her randomly saying something, it's because she's allowed to do that. You get the green bean. You go right ahead. She is the leader of Black Mama, and I love her dearly. One of the things about finding your tribe and surrounding yourself with the right people is that peace and happiness follow that. I can be at peace and I can be happy. I can be willing to do for my friend because we have peace. We have genuine happiness. We can enjoy each other's company. That's so important. So sometimes if you're like, I love everything that's going on around me, I love what's happening in my life, but I'm still not happy, I'm still not at peace, check your circle. I want to challenge you to do that. Check your circle. And so good morning, everyone. If you're just joining me really quick, I am Erica Monet, the owner of Metamorphosis LLC, and this is Motivation Monday. And I was sharing the definition of peace and happiness because what we're trying to do is cultivate a sense of being, a sense of peace and happiness for ourselves. And so our focus affirmation is, I deserve peace and happiness. And so now I would love, if you are on Facebook, if you are on Instagram, for you to share with us. If you have an affirmation or if there's something, I will say if you're on Clubhouse, try to keep it within 2 minutes just to be respectful of others and leave space on the stage. If you share on Facebook or on Instagram, I will share with everyone else out loud so that they can also resonate with what you're sharing. So Keisha, thank you so much for coming to the stage this morning, sis. What do you have to share with us?
Thank you and good morning. I have affirmations that I do, but I don't necessarily have them written down. It's just whatever I feel at the time, whatever I feel like I need to do, whatever my goals are, or sometimes they're just my goals with saying I am or I will is what helps me.
Yes, ma'am. So one of the things that we've talked about in past rooms here is just the importance of being able to recognize and reflect on who you are, why you are, and where you're going with that. And so, like you said, it doesn't always have to be written down. It is a good idea to write it down, because whether you want to believe, write the vision, make it plain, or I mean, y'all. There's 30 different ways to say it, but when you put something on paper, when you take that effort to put it to the from the pen to the paper, from your mind to writing it in front of you, our commitment changes just a little bit. Sometimes we still procrastinate and put it off. But have you ever noticed that if you've written something down, or it's somewhere on paper, it nags at you just a little bit more? So it's so good. And to just when you have something, if it's in that moment, like Keisha said, I'ma just say like, oh, like I am feeling this right now. I am beautiful. I know it. Like I don't need to write that down. You don't got to. But guess what? It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt, especially when it comes to goals. Go ahead, Keisha.
Absolutely, I agree with that. And I used to write them down. I have a dry erase board in my bathroom, and I would write affirmations down on that or my goals or whatever. Well, I still write my goals on it, but I base my affirmations on whatever updated goals I have. Because with me, I'm kind of backwards when it comes to that, and I like to um, write down my to do list or my goals list for that day or week or whatever. And even if I've already done it, I still mark it off because kind of it feels good to mark off something that I've already done. Does that make sense?
No, yeah. So I mean, I think that sometimes, especially when you're trying to accomplish goals, and that's why writing it down is so important, guys, because you want to, you want to have it written. One of the things I want to encourage you to do, Keisha, and it won't feel backwards, and it will also allow you to check those things off. Whatever your big goal is, break it down into tiny pieces. And then you got
Yeah.
things to check off as you do each little piece. And I promise you it will flourish, and you will feel that confirmation you're trying to feel from checking it off. You will feel it. So I'm going to put you back in the audience, and I want to thank you so much for sharing this morning, because it is so important that we do that. um and Brittany is here on Clubhouse, but she's also sharing on Facebook, and I love it. So one of the things that she said was confirmed, because she knew yesterday. She said her one for this morning was, I deserve endless love and happiness. And you know what? We do. We are all worthy of endless love and happiness. I was actually just sharing with someone yesterday. I saw, when you know someone, they may always be smiling and seem happy, but when they're truly happy, the energy comes off different. I had a friend, I noticed that yesterday, and I told her, I am so happy to see you happy. And you know what? The power of seeing other people's joy, genuine joy, is so good. It's contagious, right? You're like, "Oh, okay, you better be happy." And literally, that endless love piece that Brittany is talking about, one of the things that I was saying to my friend, because I saw her, basically she's in a well, it's not that new anymore, but she's in a relationship, and she's genuinely flourishing. She is having the best version of herself right now. And so I said, doesn't it feel good to experience real love? And when you get it, aren't you wondering why you ever had anything less? You ever notice that? And it's not just real love from a other person, from a relationship. Maybe it's the way you love yourself, right? Because that's the first love. You got to love yourself. Your first love should always be yourself. And it's so key to truly love yourself. And so we do deserve it. All of us do. We deserve endless love and happiness, point blank, period. And if you come in my group and you got less than that going on, I can't do that with you because I know what I'm worthy of. Another one Brittany shared I really like is my faith is stronger than my fears. Now let me tell you about my faith being stronger than my fears. Girl, sometimes we may take faith and we have to really think about what it means to have faith. Faith doesn't necessarily have to be strictly spiritual. It's mental, it's emotional. We have faith is where do I stand on something? What do I believe? My faith is stronger than my fears. And so Janice also shared on Facebook, I appreciate all that I am and will feed and honor my soul. Yeah. Listen, y'all, okay, so y'all, every single week when we do these, y'all ever notice how the vibe is consistent? Everybody's on the same wavelength. But I love that, Janice. I appreciate all that I am and will feed and honor my soul. I will feed and honor my soul. That key word in there about honoring, because what happens is she said, I'll feed it. And that's important because you want to feed your soul, right? But she also says she's going to honor it. And the reason that honor piece matters is because we will take on things that are not honoring ourselves. We will feed, because you can feed your soul with anything, right? Technically, whatever you decide you want to feed into yourself, you can. But appreciating and honoring yourself means that whatever I bring in, whatever I take in, whatever I am feeding my soul is only a mirror of what I'm looking for. Because you want to appreciate and honor yourself. You don't want to bring in those things that aren't going to help you to grow, right? I mean, I could bring anything in, technically. I could be like, oh, that sounds good. Oh, let me try a little bit of this. Oh, I like that too. And it's not all good for you. So I really love that she appreciates all that she is and she will feed and honor her soul. Appreciating yourself, honoring yourself. Peace and happiness. Peace and happiness. That is such a reflection of that. I love it, Janice. If you are on Instagram and you want to share, feel free. If you are on Facebook and you want to share, feel free. If you are here in Clubhouse and you want to share, you can raise your hand. I'll bring you to the stage. And look, why did I forget what I was saying, y'all? Oh, and you can feel free to share your personal affirmations, or if you have a business and you have a business affirmation for yourself, you can feel free to share. But I do want to take a moment to just reset. I am Erica Monet, the owner of Metamorphosis LLC, and this is Motivation Monday. Our focus affirmation for today is I deserve peace and happiness. And we do this every Monday morning at 9 a.m. with the goal of pouring into ourselves. But also when we share, we're able to pour into others. And so sometimes we want to just listen because sometimes we just need it. We just need to hear. And sometimes we want to hear and we want to share because sometimes what happens is the power of sharing is someone else needed to hear what you were saying. So just know, if you're afraid to share, you are worthy of sharing what you have. And you are worthy of receiving it as well. So we're going to do one more round of breathing and repeating our affirmation. And if no one else has to share, it's almost 9:30. We're going to get ready to close out. But before we do our last breathing exercise, I just want to encourage you guys to practice daily, not just on Mondays, but daily. And you can take I deserve peace and happiness with you all week, and you can add to it. And you can remind yourself that you are worthy. Everything that you are speaking, every goal that is on your list, every box that you check off, as Keisha was saying, you are worthy of every single step that you walk through. Just know that. Just know that. So, if you're feeling like I want to grow, I want to grow in my self confidence, but I need a little help, if you're on Facebook or on Instagram, feel free to DM me the word grow. And if you are on Clubhouse, if you click on my profile, you can just go right there to message me on Instagram and just say grow. And I will be in touch with you so we can schedule just a 30-minute growth session to kind of see where you are and what it is that you're trying to get to. But we're going to do our closeout with inhaling, exhaling 3 times. I deserve peace and happiness. Okay, you guys ready? Inhale, exhale. I deserve peace and happiness. Inhale, and as you inhale, just take in every bit of peace and happiness that you are genuinely worthy of. And as you exhale, release the negativity. Release the things that you don't need anymore, the things that no longer serve you, the weight that is holding you. Let it go. I deserve peace and happiness. Inhale. Exhale. I deserve peace and happiness. I said happiness. Happiness. Y'all, sometimes I get country. It's okay though. All right, ladies, I love you. Gentlemen, if you're here, I appreciate you all so much. And I thank you for taking a moment with me this morning to pour into yourself. I pray peace, blessing, and prosperity to each of you. And I pray that you are able to live life loudly this week. I will see you guys next Monday. Have a blessed week.